I know where there's some, right here in the hall, clerk.
No, Molly, not in there. I have
After a bit of cold and chilly weather here in Oregon, my part of Oregon, it's warm enough now to start putting the final touches on this cabinet. Ron Ramirez is at philcoradio.com, is the refinishing, well, he's a lot of experts, but he's the one who knows what color this should be. And it's, this is a bad print of a Philco radio with its original color scheme. And what he says is to use Mohawk tuner lacquers to color this. The center part, this part right here, is to be in medium walnut, as are this piece and this piece. This part right here and around here are perfect brown, as are the top and sides. And then the trim, which is right here at the very edges of the plywood right here, are to be an extra dark walnut. So it gives it a nice dark base, which you can see in the image right here. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got all the Mohawk toning lacquers on hand. What I just realized is I don't know. I presume this in here should be the extra dark walnut as well, this edge. I would think so. It's pretty dark back up in here where the original finish still exists. It's pretty dark back up in there. So I think I'll do that too. I'll do this edge right here in the extra dark. Now the question is, what order do you do them in? Oh, and these grooves are in the extra dark walnut as well. So the grooves, the base, this inside lip of the plywood. So what order to do it in? Well, my inclination is to start here and work my way out. So I think what I'll do is mask everything off except this panel and this panel right here. And we'll start by putting our medium walnut in these places. Okay, there it is, masked off for the light walnut or medium walnut spray. I probably over masked it. There are a couple of ways to do this. One is the way I just did it. Another is to cut a pattern from paper that then you can lay in the places you don't want to spray the toner. But this is the way I chose to do it this time. I'm not very good at pattern making, and I don't want to screw it up. The other thing is that we're going from light to dark. This medium walnut is the lightest color in the radio. The perfect brown that goes here where the blue tape is darker, and then the extra dark for the edges and the base. And this edge is really dark. And that's the advantage. I could miss a spot here, and all I'm doing is I will spray the lightest color, then I'll spray the next lightest color, and that'll go on. If I miss a masking point, I'll go on and cover it with, the next darker color, and so on. So this is ready for its first coat, and probably just 2 coats of medium walnut here. To get us going, get us started. Okay, here's 3 light coats of medium walnut, and I think that's about where I'm going to stop right there. This will get many more layers of clear lacquer once the toning lacquer is on. So the purpose of the toning lacquer isn't to do the final finish. The toning lacquer is to establish the color of the woodwork, and this looks to me like about the right contrast. Again, given a very poor image I've got here, but it looks to me about right. So I'm going to let this dry overnight. Then I'll take the masking tape off and remask this part that I've toned, and we'll move on. Okay, we're masked off and ready for the perfect brown, which will go on the front and sides. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, here it is with the perfect brown applied. The patch looks pretty good. It's right here, not bad at all. So I'm pleased with that. It's not hidden entirely, but I don't know of any patch that's ever been hidden entirely. I haven't taken the masking tape off yet. Here to see how our contrast is. So I'll do that right now. I think it looks pretty good. Not bad at all. How close it comes to this. Close enough, I think. Yeah, that's all right. Okay. Finally, I'll mask off the body and do this base in the ultra dark walnut. And I've got a marker that I'll do the edges here in ultra dark walnut as well, so I don't have to spray it. So these edges and this edge around here will be in ultra dark, but it looks pretty good. Time to do the grill cloth. That's a bit warped, the cardboard. I'm not sure it's worth straightening out. So this piece of cloth, this new piece of grill cloth, has to cover this whole area. And it has to do it square, which is the trick. And it has a wrinkle in the middle of it. I think I'll go iron this and see if I can get this wrinkle out. but it's pretty close. Very good. Okay, it ironed out nicely. What I'm going to use, I'm going to spray this cardboard with some 3M Super 77 multi-purpose adhesive, and then pray I can drape this squarely across there. We'll see. We shall see. And there it is. Looks pretty good. I think it'll work. Looks better than that, I must say. Okay, we've got screws that come through in these 4 places. And what I read was, you take a soldering iron and poke through there. Melts the fabric. The fabric doesn't tear as the screw is going in. So we'll try that. Nice. Very good. In case you're wondering about this bit right up here, that will be covered by the cabinet top. I could have gone up a little bit more when I was putting the cloth in place, but I failed to do so. But this is ready to go in the cabinet. Well, the cabinet's ready to receive it. All right, and here we are. It's time to start putting it back together. I think the case looks pretty good. Cabinet, case, whatever you want to call it. Got the Philco on there. Got the coloring as close as I can get it. The patch is still visible here, but not nearly so horrid as the old one. I picked when Philcos came out of the factory, they had a glossy finish, and I've never liked glossy finishes, so I arbitrarily chose to put a satin finish on this, and I like the way it turned out. So this is satin lacquer on top of the toning lacquers. So the first thing to go in, I guess, is this little piece of Bakelite right here. It goes right here. I managed, during the course of the past weeks, I managed to lose one of the screws. So I'll have to dig up another one somewhere. But one screw will hold it in for now. Okay. Take the speaker protection, high-tech speaker protection system off. The speaker, as you'll recall, had a tear in it. I've patched the tear that was right here. Also, it didn't have a gasket, and I presume it had a gasket when it came from the factory. So I made one up, and hopefully it will work better. Okay. Okay, I've got some appropriate rubber cushions for the chassis to sit on inside the cabinet. By the way, I also replaced the cushions that the tuning capacitor sits on. Same source, radiodays.com. These should fit right in here. Wrong one. And then the chassis should slide in there. Okay, and some screws. Okay. Chassis is in. The knobs are going on. One thing I don't know about Philcos is whether they probably did. They probably had a piece of felt back there. I don't have any felt. I'll have to round some up. Some felt washers. And my daughter can add those to the radio. After she receives it. Knobs and all. Looks pretty good. Missing a screw. Okay. Let's look at the back. There it is. Speakers in. Everything looks to be okay. This is the Bluetooth unit, which I will mount on a holder back up in here. I'll pull these cables together so they aren't so disjoint. But this will sit right back up in here with the cables dressed around the side so it doesn't show. But for right now, we'll leave it right there. Yeah. And we'll plug the radio in and see if it works. Okay. This is a chunk of wire, about 12 feet long, floating around in the garage. And this goes to actual earth ground. I'll get the radio plugged into the Tipton device for its dim bulb testing capabilities. Make sure that, yeah, that did. Ground wire came off. See if we can get KBRD going here. All right.
Beauty, clarity, pure, true, undistorted tone. Philco Balanced Unit Radio. How do you do, everybody? This is Philco's old stager at the microphone, all pepped up because the Philco Orchestra has an especially fine program for you this week. We're all ready to go, so are you with us? Here's When a Fellow Needs a Girlfriend.
Johnson's